today's mathematics and knowledge culture, which are numbers 1 and 4. And today I wanted to build about the 14th degree or the 14th lesson in the 1 of 40s, which asks us the question, who are the 85%? The answer is they are the uncivilized people, poisonous animal eaters, slaves from mental death and power, those who do not know the true and living God or their origin in this world and worship what they know not, who are easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right direction. Now, because that lesson says they are the 85%, typically the average 5%er externalizes that degree. And we, other people, or have a tendency to treat people a certain way because we look at them as completely different and separate and detached from who we actually are as a 5%. The same way you may see Christians doing other people that practice different religions, where they other and externalize that, even their own family members, because they're looking at themselves as different. The unfortunate part about that perspective is that it's a missed opportunity for many of us to perform a self diagnostic or to evaluate and take inventory of our own practices and the ways in which we express ourselves culturally. When you look at that degree, even though it says they are the 85% or they are the uncivilized people, there are many of us who have the tendency to be uncivil as a 5%. We wouldn't have a label as being a gang or a security threat group within correctional facilities around the country if that wasn't the case. Poisonous animal eaters. All of us don't practice optimal health and eat the best foods each and every day, myself included, right? When you think about people dealing with a mental death in power, there's many of us who are highly intellectual and we can come into the room and be the smartest person in the room. But when it comes to actual power in our communities and in our municipalities, we ain't moving the needle at all. I've seen people proclaim to be teaching and educating consistently for 20 years and this, that, and the third. And yeah, a lot of that is anecdotal because there's no data or metric to measure the actual impact of whatever that teaching is. If you're not driving revenue or actually bringing any kind of actual economic development or resources into a space that you've been sitting in for 20 years, is that real power, right? You also have some of us who are easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right direction. You can see that just in this current election. There's many of us who are advocating things that are not really aligned with our principles and our values. So externalizing that degree as they are the 85%, again, is oftentimes a missed opportunity because some of us cosplay and really moonlight as an 85%, even though we claim to be of the 5%. And looking at that degree and assessing ourselves according to that degree, as opposed to externalizing it, is also humbling because you have less of an inclination to look at people as different and look at the similarities or the things that we may be relapsing about that we claim to be above. And you may have some 5%ers that claim that if you're the 5%, you've always been the 5%, you just been around 85%ers. Yeah, it sounds good, but that still doesn't insulate you or inoculate you from being in an environment where the majority of the people that are amongst you are dealing with those qualities and characteristics that we see that's highlighted within that degree. So our Wilderness was inspiring, it was empowering, it was educational to give those of you some insight into that degree and to also emphasize the importance of taking inventory of who we are and what we're doing because it's really humbling, and I think that the more we're able to do that, the less we will other people and look at people as different, realizing that we all may have certain tendencies and qualities and characteristics that we need to work on, and we're in this together. It is not us versus them. It is us, and it is our path of growth and development. So peace.
Yes, it is our path. I mean, what we expanding on what we what we were expanding on last broadcast was to pick up where we left off. The purpose. I asked Marilyn and Steelman what's up with the what's the purpose for humans in general, and yeah, they had some interesting takes. I think more or less we're saying the same thing, and I think I know I got clarification on that earlier in the week when it came to me through different experiences. It's to live. That's the purpose. Now it could be nuanced depending on like what's on your mind at the time and what you feel like you have to accomplish, but living, right? That is the purpose. What's up, Leslie? Rachel, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, it should be fun. The award show. It says I'm looking so forward to your New Year's award. Yeah, it should be great. Yes, and Calix, good to see you, man. Becca, Wheels, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. Snap Food Snaps, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, the awards is gonna be fun. Like I think we already have 1,100 votes on the last sector we just had. And this is for the NPC Live Streamer of the Year award, audience choice. And right now, we got about Monday, Tuesday, about 2 days left, 2.5 days left of voting. And it's already shattered the last vote. I think we've gotten like 5,000 votes total, at least on the whole thing. So like 5,000 people have clicked to vote, which is pretty awesome, you know. And so right now in the debate host sector, we have Speak Easy, Team Fatty, Sarah, the Raging Tomato, and Normal America with Rob Noor as the nominees for best live streamer in that category. And it looks like Rob Noor is he's been like just killing it the whole time on that category. Look at that. With 64% of the vote, you got Rob Noor coming in strong with that. And we have make it real big so you can see. Yeah, 64%, which is about 704 votes Rob's gotten so far, right? And then Sarah's at the 19%, coming in second. But Rob Noor crushing it, killing it. Team Fatty, you got 12%. Speak Easy, 4%. Got a lot of comments on this too. 137 comments right there. A lot of Trump with the Rob, 100%. Papa sounds not going for Sarah. Rob. A lot of these were Rob. Someone said her posting just made me the winner. Yeah, a lot of Rob support as is evident with the voting with him in the lead. But yeah, it should be fun. And the next stage of that will be round 2 of that Streamer Awards tournament, audience choice. 3 segments. 3 groups. So 3 of the winners over the last 7 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks are going to go at it. And the winner of that by the end of the week will go at the next winner of the other three people in the other sector. And then those 2 people will battle it out for a week up until the awards, where the announcement will be made and the winner will be crowned for Streamer of the Year. What's going on, Browns boy? Is Ben ready for Christmas? Yeah, he's ready, man. He just came in first place for his weight class and in age for his first judo tournament he had yesterday. His club, this team won because he has judo. His school specializes I guess every public school has a something they specialize like in like art, swimming, or his happens to be judo. So yeah, their school won the team competition yesterday, and then he came in first in his class. So that was good. That was awesome. It's really exciting. That's my first time watching judo up close like that. And yeah, now I'm part of the community, the judo community over here. So that was cool. I'm proud of him. He's hanging out with the boys. There's some girls on the team too. Yeah, it's always fun camaraderie, right? Always fun. Big Ben hit him. Absolutely. Yeah, so I was able to see a little bit of the tournament before I went to class. I had the Saturday creative writing class that I teach. A couple classes I taught yesterday. So that was cool. Yeah, so everyone keep bending your thoughts. Good thoughts. Any martial arts is a form. It's an art form. Yeah, it's neat to see up close. Super cool. Super cool. You got to be aware, man. The 5%. Are you part of the 5%? The poor righteous teachers? Or are you part of the 10%? The people who knows what's really going on, but they exploit it? Or are you part of the 85%? The sleep folks, deaf, dumb, and blind, right? We'll see. We shall see. The link's it's pinned, so it's already, well, no, it's not pinned. I'll pin it right now. I'll pin it, so if you have something to add to it, let me know. I'll pin it on your forehead. Let's see. There, boom, it's pinned. So let's go. Here we go. Yeah, 85%, man. I mean, it's easy to say, especially back in the day. So this person's a sheep or a sheeple, and of course one would put themselves outside of that category. But yeah, I think now like people say NPC, right? You NPC, non-player character. Do you not have an inner dialogue? Do you only speak about the weather or sports or gossip, low-level gossip? Yeah, I guess that would be what in general what a lot of people would consider an NPC. What did you say, Leslie? You said, I've completed my soul alignment, not a sheep. Okay, that's good. So that would make you, in terms of this metric, either an 85%, 10% of who knows what's really going on, but exploit it. The so-called elites, I guess that's what we, right? Or you 5%, the poor righteous teachers who are trying to teach civilization and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to people. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. So, yeah, 85%, man. Because it's easy to throw around call people that, and especially when one holds themselves out of that. When in fact, like the gentleman was saying in the intro, I really think that I believe I know that one could slide into that 85%. Just like a person, that 10% who knows what's going on, but they exploit people, can do some good deeds, some good works every now and then. So could a person who's a 5% or a poor righteous teacher slide back into the 85% by your habits that you live, or a habit you live, or even if you do have good habits, you slip and eat something that's not clean, talk major shit, not provoked, harm someone physically without any provocation. Huh? You think 90% at least false? I hope no one believes everything they hear on this so-called YouTube community. Look at all this. Always considering the mind is working, the language machine is working. I hope not, but if they do, they do, right? What are you gonna do about it, right? Unless they annoy you, you can stay away from them. Yeah. Greetings, GN650. Sound like someone you have a channel you create on the YouTube. There's some 85 action yesterday in Taiwan, or 2 nights ago. Some crazy person decided to stab a whole bunch of people at the mall. Killed 3 people. Yeah. Yeah, the more I look at things and see how get kind of like zoomed out and kind of slow up some of my role, how I do things, the more I start to see how when this, we're talking about God and whatnot, and the more I see how God's highest expression seems to be this non-dual way of looking at things, meaning that it's not about religion, it's not about philosophy, it's about consciousness itself, awareness itself. And this is what we're all doing when we come here. Not to make it like abstract, but bring it back down to earth. Us just talking, especially if it's done in a peaceful manner, it's an expression of this non-dual way of thinking. What's up, Salute Clue? Yeah. I like to spring into some emotion, though, sometimes, and passion about the things I'm really into. Having my feet on the ground. That's the goal, right? Yeah, click on, hop on the live. Kick it with me or not. Whatever you choose to do, it's all good. And we're talking about the 85%, the so-called asleep people of the world, the blind people, the deaf people, the people in the way, the distractions, the other for some of us. Some of them are the 85% or have those ways. Leah says the mind is Archon's AI machinery. They lie in that you have one. Machinery, yeah, it's the process. The mind, it's always working things. And the Archons, the so-called 10%, right? The people who somewhat know or what's really going on, but they choose to exploit it, are doing some manipulation, maybe, right? Through you. Yeah. I don't know. What's up, modern man? Making the rounds today? Testing. Landry, are you here?
Hey man,
Landry,
what's up?
are you here?
Yeah, sorry,
What's up, man?
dude, I'm shirtless. So I didn't mean to have my video on.
No, we didn't see it. Oh, we would have never known. I'm good. I said, just talking about the 85, man, because I just flip around the YouTube spaces and I hear a lot of folks, including myself in the past, refer to the other, these people act this way, and these people are this. When who are these people we're talking about today? So I started to think about some of the stuff I've come up with over the years. Is it who?
Yeah, do you think it makes your outlook more negative or positive overall, or is it stay neutral? Seeing all that
who? Oh, probably negative in general, but if it's done a lot, me personally, if I'm constantly looking at people as the other 85%, like stupid, not with what I'm going with, yeah, that could be negative if I ruminate and dwell on that a lot. Maybe it could be somewhat positive if I use it to kind of like bring myself out of the fact that, like, oh shit, I'm slipping up a little bit. I don't want to be going that direction, even though I'm okay with those people doing what they do. but I just don't want to be part of it. That's a different way. That's kind of positive, right? Yeah, and then neutral would be looking at it like the non-dual way would be looking at it kind of like we'll be looking at it like, oh shit, it's we're really just doing it. We're all the same in a way. What's going on, man? That was weird. It's like you were delayed or something. Okay, I don't know if you have a bad connection or what, but yeah, thanks for that. You said thank God. What's up, Greg? Yeah. I mean, hopefully, well, whatever. I was gonna say that the 85%. Distractions, huh? Not what is this? Hold on. Pearly things open the panel. This is old shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's rendering some stuff. Okay. He'll be back. Okay. All right, man. Yeah. So you said Landry went on just Pearly Things panel with you? The Pearl. That's the only Pearl I know of. I know Pearl the dog that lives down the street at the little factory by my house. The Shiba. But I guess you're talking about Pearl. Okay. Well, how was that? How was that, man? Was Brown's boy say Landry refusing to cover a video I produced about him last night? He can't risk reviewing it. Hit too many targets. Yeah, that's why Brown's boy had the. He was reviewing. He had made the distinction of. We were talking the other night, not online, but offline. About the distinction of actors and non-actors. I get it, like more authentic folks who are less authentic, yeah. Actors, right? It kind of made sense what he was saying about the way he was just explaining the nuance of it, rather than looking at it how I used to look at it as like actors, like people that literally work for the government, and then there's people who those people are trying to influence or spy on. It's more of the way he was looking at it was more pragmatic. Like it's just maybe an organic thing. But definitely there may be loose affiliations behind the scenes with people. So what duality? Leah says duality corrupts souls. Absolutely. Origins, beingness is non-dualistic personal grouping. Yeah, that's the origins. That's where we start from of that. So yeah, the reason I like non-duality is because of it's seeming to bring some somewhat clarity. About not so much superiority, thinking you're always better than everyone else, but some clarity about what might be happening right now is this is how God experiences himself through us. And non-duality might be the highest expression of God because it ends the illusion of the separateness, right? The core being, right? Yeah, thanks for talking to me about it. This is I learned a lot, man. I got some clarification, big time. Made by Machine Bob, Panel Actors, Revenge. Yeah, that was on Machine Lives and Brown's Boy, and some other people. That was a good one. I'll end up looking at that pretty soon. Yeah, check it out, guys. And his donation, bro. It's been a while since we got a donation. Y'all know time is money, right? And it's a good for points on the board metric.
Plug walk. I don't even understand how the fuck my plug talk. Pick him up in a space coupe. I don't let my plug walk. Skirt, pull up in a space. New freak had to cut my other little bitch off. 50K, you could come and book a cracker for a plug walk. Big ol' Bentley, it's a spaceship. Call me on my phone, I don't say shit. I make money when I talk. I'm a boss, take a loss.
Yeah, we like those donations for sure. And likes are cool too, and shares. And participation. Thanks, Markella. What's up, sister? Weekend. Yeah. Hit the likes, all that stuff. What do we got? I think at its core, what non-duality actually, to break it down simply, is me versus you. Duality is me versus you. So what's the matter, you? Good to see you. Yeah, me versus you. Good versus evil. God versus man. But then there's the equation of the non-duality. It's there's only one you. There's only one big one. Reality expressing itself in different forms. And the analogy that I've been rotating on is like how the ocean and the waves, it looks separate, but it's all water. And when a wave realizes it's the ocean, the fear will disappear, right? And some may be kind of like, what? Non-duality means there's nothing there? Well, non-duality doesn't say you disappear. It says you remember what you really are, you know? And God isn't watching you from the sky like a referee. God is awareness itself. And God is the field everything appears in. God's not judging you. God is experiencing itself as you. It's I'm good. I'm experiencing myself with you. You're experiencing yourself. Everything's good, you know. About to have a fun day with Ben and Rebecca in a second. Having some fun with you guys. I think that it's important for me and Ben to remember that separation, it creates fear, and fear can create control, and control creates unconscious living, animatron status. So, and how am I relating that to the 85%? Well, give you some background, some origin. The 85%, one of the people that to propagate that, the groups, was the Nation of Islam and the 5% Nation of Gods and Earth. And they were saying, yeah, that's good to hear for sure. Thank you. Non-duality is the origin that is intact. Go within to know origin. Yeah, go within. Slow it down. Most of the time when you go within. I would say that the NOI teachings, Nation of Islam, when you break down the 85%, the 85% they're referring to is the population of the earth that's unconscious, the unconscious masses, the distracted, the misled. The 10% would be those who know the truth, however they exploit it. And then the 5% would be the poor righteous teachers trying to wake people up. Or not trying to. Well, yeah, trying to. That's good. That's fine. What's up, Weekend? How's it going, sister? Good to see you. Can you be totally in stillness? No thoughts allowed? Probably someone could, but I think the mind's always going. And the closest like you can get to stillness is to point at it. And to, like, these clouds are going by. That's the motion of your mind and the thoughts always working. The wind is your mind pushing those clouds behind me, and the thoughts are the pushing those thoughts, right? And you can observe it, and that's pretty damn close to being still. Hey, appreciate your comments, Leah. I share how to go through the phases to get to still without thoughts. Okay. Yeah, we can go over that. Yeah. Everyone, donations are welcome. So yeah, so the 85% unconscious mass is distracted and misled. 10%, those who know the truth but exploit it. 5% the poor righteous teachers trying to wake people up. But here's the non-dual twist we'll put on it. The 85% isn't a group of people. It's a state of consciousness. And the 85% state of consciousness is beginning to look like this. It's constant reaction. What else we can see? I see this a lot of times happening. Emotional hijacking. Being tribal identity addiction. An external, I'll call it external authority dependency on outside factors. It's basically this us versus them type of thinking that's constantly being used by the 85% that they identify with. But an important clarification is you can be rich and still be 85%. You can be religious and still be 85%. You can also be woke and still be in the 85%. What's up, TBT? What's going on? Good to see you. Yo. NPC. Yeah. Hit the membership where you get those great emojis, man. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. Shout out to Rob Noor for becoming 65% of the vote, 64%, 104 votes out of 1,100 votes right now in the lead for his sector battle. Right? Is he from Pittsburgh? TVT, the vengeful truther, my brother. I don't know because he knew about my avatar because that's Doc Ellis, the only player knowingly to pitch a no hitter on acid. Right? He has the T-shirt. He was saying he knows that. Bring the rice down. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, the price down to the gift. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. What's up, Blizzy Blind? Salute, man. Good check. Good stuff you're talking about, bro. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Yeah, so you can be all those things. You can be rich, you can be woke, you can be religious and still be 85% distracted, which means the distracted one from living a real life. But I think that there's probably more than one road to exit that trap of the 85%. But the one we're focusing in right now is the non-dual way to exit from the 85%. And a lot of the cultures tell us the non-dual God in the supreme form is non-dualistic, and the 85% lives in duality, man. Their enemy they're thinking about the enemy all the time. They're victim thinking, even savior thinking too much. They're identity obsessed, definitely, and a non-dual awareness may be the antidote to that. It's because it definitely slows your reactions down, and it can dissolve what you would probably call ego or bondage to the self, the false self. I would think a person that's an 85%er, I was supposed to say, that's practicing some non-dual awareness would definitely end the outrage, that compulsive outrage they seem to be addicted to. And it's definitely a non-dual way might be a way of turning that pain into insight, looking at your demons as your angels, your teachers, right? It's street smarts, man. It's the 85% reacts and consciousness responds, man, which is just awareness. Oh, he's in Pennsylvania? Oh, yeah, okay. That's where my wife is from. Right. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Born in Taiwan, from Pittsburgh. So shout out to him. Hit the damn number for 5 months. Appreciate that. TBT in the building, bruh. 85%. No way. 5%. My friend TBT is 5%. Yeah, hell yeah.
My nigga.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, the link is pinned. The link is pinned. I'll put it out there again if y'all want to come up. Tell me what you think if you're part of the 85 or not part of the 85. What do you think about the 85% that we're speaking on? And while we do that, think about that. I would say that Leah says experiences, pure consciousness doesn't include thoughts. Okay. So I think the 10% are involved with this power of illusion. They have this power to make illusions seem real to the 85s. Because a lot of them, they understand psychology. They understand fear at its core. And they understand how symbols and narratives create reality, a reality of illusions that a lot of people, the 85%, will be locked into. But the 10%, they still believe that they are separate from the whole, you know? So here's the truth, man. Non-dual truth. I think exploiting others is just another form of self-harm. And when you try to manipulate other people's consciousness, you get trapped in your ego or your bondage to yourself. And power without awareness will just collapse, man. And this is what you're seeing a lot happening all over the world. Yeah. It's collapsing. Bondi Beach, so the shootings, Taiwan, the mall massacre, train station massacre, your neighborhood, people shooting each other outside, all that shit. I think 95% of the 85 believe they would say that they're in the 15%. Okay. What's the matter, you? Hey, yeah, illusions for sure. Leah says illusions controlled by archons in the simulations spectrum of artificial lights. Light code lockdown, the 85% are definitely, and maybe the archons are promoting that. The archons are what one would say would be like these false inorganic beings that are trying to control folks and loosen off their energy, feeding off their energy like a parasite. I think the 5% non-dual response is something that definitely deserves a look at, because if you're in the 5% role, you're definitely about not yelling about the truth, right? You're not about so much about shaming people, and you're not about forcing people to wake up. They're awakening. However, you're probably inclined more to embody the truth, or which is awareness, being conscious of what's really going on, because you have clarity when you're part of the 5%, and you're stable. You value stability, and you have compassion without being naive. And having compassion without being naive sets you up to help people, but also not to help them when they don't want to be helped. That's compassion without being naive. Because the most powerful teachings in that anyone could have is when their nervous system literally walks into the room. You can decide, learn everything from that person, from how they show up, their nervous system, man. Even if they don't say one word. Because in the end, part of this 3D reality, if it is a simulation, is that we're our nervous system in a meat bag. So every time you walk in that room, that's a powerful teaching that your nervous system displays. And I think you can see this being played out with your relationships with friends and family. As a parent, you can overlay this non-dual way of looking at things and being with, non-dual parenting, I'll call it. You can see children as consciousness and not just as property or accessories. You definitely want to give them discipline, but without the humiliation. because when you start doing that, you teach awareness and not fear. And that's something that that weighs people down. Yeah, fear of the future. That's the thing about the future too, is that how something like that's actually a superpower if you compare it to other animals or other sentient beings on Earth that they may not have. That if you you can strategize and stuff by thinking about the future. However, it can also bring a lot of anxiety. That's why one has to remember to try to be in the present as much as possible and don't ruminate about the future. I mean, you can plan your goals and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, there's only the future and the present we're in right now. All right. Hey, we got a new member and he's up here. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Leah says archons are formless. Damn my urge. That's the false god, right? Thought forms opposite polarity of the positive side of duality. Origins in the vibrational forces. Yeah, that's peeling back the layers of this reality, more or less, right? I'm trying to bring that thinking down to the practical, you know? Yeah. What's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, man? Am I here?
Yeah. He said peaceful parenting. We're listening. That's good.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Yeah, peaceful parenting. Yeah. What do you think about that, like peaceful parenting? Because I don't know, a lot of us that are a little older, we weren't necessarily beaten all the time by our parents, but they definitely had the rod sometimes, more than a lot of parents seem like this day. Or do you think that's important? Because because when I'm thinking about when I said discipline without humiliating them, what's your thoughts about that? Peaceful parenting.
Well, it's a whole series that Stefan Molyneux did, and it's. I mean, I get it, right? You can't just be like okay, set the house on fire. That's fine. You can't just let anything slide. But I think that nagging can be just as bad as sort of violence sometimes. If you're just in a constant state of nag, like, we gotta stop. Let's stop that right now. It's just, ugh.
That's just the slow form of torture by 1,000 paper cuts. That torture, right?
Well, and when you never step out of that, it's just like then that becomes who you are. You just become constantly in that and you're just leaking like energy. I think it's important to just get it. If you're going to be stern and get it out of the way. Just be like, hey, knock it off, and then all right, we're good.
Yeah, it's like, and we'll bring him up as a teaching lesson. Not to disparage, but it's like you can probably see this. The audience, like Tommy, for example, he has that nagging Karen tone.
He also has like he plays both roles where he's sort of overprotected, and I still don't understand why. It's like, oh, Tommy, oh God, you guys hurt Tommy's feelings, but then it's also he tries to be dominating. I get very confused.
Yeah, it may be easier. At least with someone's just in their role, even if it is kind of super annoying. Hey, at least you're like, okay, that's it, right? They stick to it, yeah. No, but this stuff on Molyneux though. I'm glad you brought him up because, like, I remember you said like he influenced you a lot in good ways. He was a goat for a minute for me too. And so, can you explain more about this peaceful parenting? I think I like that. Some other insights that you got.
He has like his little chapters he goes through where he writes books. I mean, I don't think he actually writes them. I've seen him do it where he just speaks it. Yeah, I guess he has an editor, but he just sort of talks like we're talking right now. And then on 2:42 p.m. this happened and blah blah blah. While he's on the treadmill, it's a madman. But the thing is, he had his daughter, and he did a whole like sort of space where people could come in and call like, hey, I want to know about how to discipline my kids. So that was the call-in topic like half the time before I even had kids, and I was still interested in it because I mean, violence is obviously the last place many people want to go, and then there's some who just start there, which is not a good place to start. But it's, I don't know, there's so much value to be found in sort of those niche parenting subgenres online, because most of the shit you find like in books is just like how to have a great happy family with someone who cooks home meals.
Yeah. I mean, that is great, but like, how we do that? Like, how does that look, guy?
It just seems so
Right? Like,
fake. It seems like plastic.
yeah. Yeah, that's why like one of the coolest books I got is when my son last time we were in America, he was like 7 months old, and we went to my wife's best friend's house to stay there for a bit in LA, and she had this book, this Montessori book. You're familiar with Montessori parenting and teaching, and it's like it says Montessori from the womb till like basically high school, right? And just broke down the different shit. And what still stuck with me today was this fact that keeping it simple and like not putting too much on the plate of these kids, but make it practical. Everything they're learning, and like their mind. One of the earliest things was cool. Was like the reason why you don't want to give them a lot of TV and stuff and tablets because their mind can't keep up with it. You want them to keep up with stuff. Their hands. Anything that's beyond their hands when they're little, it's gonna really be confusing, probably. Detriment.
Yeah, I mean, when it gets bad really fast, where they need it and they demand it, and we all see that at the restaurants. But you said Montessori, and I can't get it out of my head now because when I was a flat earther, I would go to my nephew's school. He had a Montessori preschool, and I'd see the globe, and I'd be like picking a fight with like the preschool teacher. So you gotta start them off on the line this early, huh? Like, that's so stupid.
Wait a minute, you did that?
A fucking globe, dude.
Wait, you said you did that?
Yeah, like I mean, obviously it wasn't intended. Yeah. Me.
Wait. Okay, so you did this as an adult?
Mom and the teacher. Yeah.
Wait, when you were a
like
kid?
5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah,
so it was my nephew. He had a Montessori preschool. I'd pick him up rarely, but when I would go there, I'd see the globe.
Yeah.
Shit everywhere. Like, propaganda, motherfuckers.
God. Yeah. But what do you think about it now, though? Like at the time, you did it for the better, right? Because you wanted him to know the truth, the quote unquote truth, right?
Yeah, and even like I said before, even if it was true, it does not even matter. But
right. I like that. I like that. That's how I think now too, man. Because I literally had I have a lesson from one of my levels about the Earth, the globe. And I'm like, holy shit. I was thinking, I wonder how some of these nutters in the Panelverse would handle this if they have the situation when they have 60 kids, they can form their concept about Earth. And I told them,
yeah, dude, we read from the book. Way.
Yeah, exactly. We did what was in the book was the classic, the globe Earth and all this shit. But then I also told them, I said, there's also, you ever think about that? A lot of people think that it might be flat. And then I said, what do you guys think? I wasn't like, no, it's not a globe. And I'm like, people take this stuff very seriously. I'm just curious what you guys think. So I presented both sides,
It's funny because all this shit. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting for a little bit, but it just gets so repetitive. But I think that I lost it. Oh yeah, with Jaron, dude, he gives me so much shit. And many people do, the Panelverse, blah blah blah, drama. And it's like, dude, for the amount of time he spent on the Earth, and you're gonna get shit talk drama. Come on, man. Drama is basically blood for humans. We need it, but the Earth shape.
It may be that loose oil you have as the theme that you have in your videos. That's actually what the drama is. Huh?
I never thought
not necessarily awareness.
so sexual.
Was it? Yeah, it's lubricant.
Let me get my douche in the loose oil real quick.
Yeah, the loose oil. Yeah. What the DJ? Yeah, almost like Landry. I don't know what that oil is, and it's like that's actually a good question.
She's paying enough attention to ask any questions at all. Whether it would have been, hey, why was that mailbox red? I was like, well, I'm glad you asked.
Right. Well, it's like Rob Noor, bro. He saw my avatar like last month or something. So I said something in his comment. He's all, oh, I know exactly what that is. No one's asked me in this 2 years. I'm like, what's up with your avatar? I'm like, oh, finally someone gets it. He knows what it is, who it is. It's a real person, actually. Yeah, it's not me, but
I was mind blown when it wasn't you. And then the whole time I was like, so wait, you're telling me you're not pale white and red-eyed?
I used to be red-eyed, yeah.
Because I'm pale white and red-eyed, so I was bonding over that.
Not from not having enough sleep or what on the computer trying to save
the
world.
More like red-skinned than red-eyed.
Okay. So you're an Indian.
What do they call that? Fair? They say fair, but it's just
fair skin. Yeah.
Fair is gay. Or
now Now, if it's porcelain, you'd be very big in China. They like the porcelain skin.
Ah, man, I got the metal instead of the porcelain. I had the metal teeth.
The metal teeth, like the.
I really do.
You have metal teeth?
Yeah, I mean, I just have two. They're not, easily visible, but the guy convinced me not to get porcelain. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I felt like retarded because the heavy metals and all those things, but whatever.
Well, as long as it's not mercury like they used to do.
It is. It is mercury.
Oh, I thought they can't use that shit anymore. It's against the law.
They use less.
I don't think
they don't
so.
use it for fillings, but it's like a concoction. So it's like mercury, iron, something.
Oh wait, so you're talking about an implant tooth?
Yeah. Well, it's half. It's like I have two teeth that just half of it broke off.
Well,
so just a half section.
Okay. I think you're gonna be okay. That's another thing where like diving into the thing, where like you can go way too heavy in it.
Dentists are all evil.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in the end, like if I was able to live an impeccable life where I didn't have all these quote unquote responsibilities, that I could dive into it. But no, I'm being pragmatic and realistic. And speaking of that, we got a guest. Browns boy. What's up, man? How's it going? What's up, man?
Yo,
He needs to be peaceful.
you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Awesome.
We're talking about feelings and stuff and how it relates to the 85% bad parents out there.
Yes.
We're trying to be in the 5%.
Bad parents.
Okay.
Bad parenting might just be the result of dentistry. That's
It might be,
that's what
yeah.
DJM told me.
Oh wait, she worked for the dentist, right?
Under the table.
And she said that he was scamming, using her to scam or something like that, right?
I don't even know. I barely paid
My
attention.
cousin-
I heard that. Like, how do I like barely even listen to it? But the parts I hear, they like
First
stay
cousin-
stuck on me.
That part was a fan favorite for many. People kept bringing that up after the fact. I was like, wow, y'all.
Oh, you Browns boy. Yeah, and she's like, she basically put it out there where someone can run with it and say she's a scammer. But the Browns boy, you said your cousin's a dentist? Browns boy. Yeah, is he because I heard that seemed like a cool job, but then remember we used to hear like it could be very depressing. Like a lot of them, quote unquote, there's a lot of self-deletion.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's happy to go to the dentist. It's not like, hey.
Yeah. Has he been doing that for a long time?
Yeah, man, it's interesting. She became a partner with, like, I guess if you go through school, you become a partner with you want to become partner, but you work under some like a current dentist. So yeah, she's like already like has her own practice and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a
I haven't
law
talked to her
firm,
in a
They
while,
probably
though.
sponsor you kind of like the movie The Associate with Tom Cruise. How they wanted him, and then as an associate in their prestigious law firm, then he with the goal of becoming a partner. Yeah, this is your part.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's up with you, man? How did your show go the other day? But we're here now. It went good, huh?
Yeah, they're special people. Oh,
Yeah.
she's a Scorpio, by the way. She's a Scorpio.
To the Scorpio, huh?
Are you?
Yeah.
What is there? Two voices, or am I tripping?
Yeah, I think you have the computer on or something.
Not me.
Browns boy, I can hear. Browns boy, you got the other
Okay, hold on. Let me
computer on. Yeah.
do the setting.
So his cousin probably would be like
No,
a lot like.
no.
Wait, it's coming up from you, Browns boy. Because every time I talk, I can hear it.
Yeah,
In
no,
your
I'm trying to
speakers.
change.
Oh, okay. No, Marvin, man. So if his cousin's a Scorpio, he's probably a lot like me, like yourself, Gen X,
I
Jeff, and
don't know,
myself,
man.
right?
I think it's just one. I can't. Hold on. I gotta. I think. Wait. Hold on. I got an idea. This could be.
No, I'm leaving.
All
You
right,
got to leave. Oh no, don't leave.
Scorpio. Yeah, if it's just the sun sign, I don't think it means
No,
much.
I'm gonna try. No,
We
I don't-
talked about human design recently. I was actually going to ask you if you went further into that.
No, because I actually have a freaking day off.
Well, 'cause I just looked at it for the first time, yours, and I was looking
Uh-huh.
at first thing that stood out was that you're also a manifesting generator, which is
Yeah, I saw that part. I thought that
You
was
know-
cool, whatever that means.
it's cool because it's like most people are generators. It's like I think 70% of humanity, maybe like 65 is generators, but manifesting is like a variety of it that is like where the life force comes from. Like I think the inspiration, where people are inspired from, and it's sort of like we don't need to be, and it's tricky because when you think about seventh house, well, we need the other, but I think that I found this, and at first I was like, oh fuck this shit, fuck human design, because JSOS turned me onto it, but now I'm really starting to get like down and dirty with it, man. It's $5 for this unlimited app where you can just get as many charts as you want, and you can download them as PDFs, run it through what's it called, Notebook LM, to do like synastry readings for you. It's really, really great. And I did it for me and my daughter to help sort of be like, better with handling her tantrums and frustrations and understanding what's happening.
That's very smart. Now I said live without pooping, but before you get back to that, so you're not regular at the moment?
No, sorry, I said popping. It was because Brownsboy was popping and clipping.
Oh, popping. I don't know why I took the P out, put an O there, live without pooping. Yeah, but no, I want to do that, man, because when I saw the manifestation, there is a synastry and a resonance, because my Mayan astrology is, because it goes with the sun sign, basically a Mayan sun sign, and a tone, and the way you do that, they call it your tone, your number, and mine is 10 manifestation, and that was my nickname I had when I used to kick it with this group. We used to do podcasts and stuff. They used to call me Brother Manifestation. They still do, cool, I guess. But yeah. So that's cool. I saw that. You like that, Brother Manifestation?
It's much better than the N-word, I'll tell you that.
Oh God! Would you say with the N-word? Yeah, that is bad.
Much better name than that.
No, those brothers would definitely not say that shit. Yeah.
So one thing I thought was so funny in my human design talks about the sensitivities, and like each person has a sort of a sense, whether it's taste, touch. But mine was sound, and I was like, "You're damn right. You're damn right it is."
Yeah. So yours is sound.
Like I got low tolerance to sound. Yeah. Everyone knows it.
I can hear it. Yeah. Well, that's. Go ahead, Browns boy.
Have you? I'm curious about Modern Man. Have you ever set like mixers, like the cutoff points of? No, more for like sound systems.
I've only done that when I was making music before, my time on panels. But yeah, I mean, on OBS, if I was streaming via OBS, it would be one thing. But it's not even like I can control, the way that you come in with your clipping. That's not even going to be a matter of what's it called?
No. Yeah, there's no way to equalize that. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that stuff right there is. I have a friend that, like, my friend Justin in the Netherlands, Wanking Wizard. He's like that. He's very that's his name, the Wanking Wizard. Yeah. He does that, like, where I could be talking like on my shitty headset, like walking the dogs, and he'd be like, "Oh, I can't listen. You need to change that. You need to change that." Whereas there's other people, you can have a 2-hour conversation, and lo and behold, like it was the most horrible quality sound. Yet they were able to like push through it, or they weren't listening. I don't know which one it was, but like, so I think that it's good that when people say something, but then you said you can be. Do you think you can be obsessive with that? Live without BB?
I just if it's bothering me, I go into total vision. I'm like, I can't think about anything else that's happening, so that's why I have to just mute it.
So there's sound. Is there touch? What are the other things besides sound?
What's funny for you is that, because for me, I had sensitivity to it. You apparently are supposed to embrace it. Even when you're eating food, you're supposed to be having loud sounds when you eat food. So maybe you should be getting more arguments.
Is that a backhand compliment? Like, so I would like Gen X Jeff, right? When he's smacking, or LTW.
Gen X Jeff is one of those guys like OTW. I can't even read him. I tried. I'm like, I got no. Dude, I can't get it straight.
No, I think you do a pretty good job of reading Jeff. Honestly, in my honest opinion, he'll let you take over at certain times, and then other times he won't. I mean, that's pretty much it.
I don't want to take over. I just, I want
I'm just, I'm not saying like, I
he
don't
lets
mean
everyone
that in
take
a
over,
negative
though. I mean, that is
connotation.
true. He
Yeah,
lets
he's not. I
everyone
don't
take
think he's
over.
saying it in a negative way. He's just colloquially he's using it like.
Well, I know,
It's like-
but it is true
You gotta-
because any brown chicken, brown cow, whatever moose song, chicken and bacon, whatever the hell anyone's making, he just lets them play. You know, he should be charging for that.
Yeah.
People do it so much, you making bank.
Right. So it says I embrace sound.
It says that you
Like
should.
loud
It
noises?
says that like this is with digestion. For me, it says I should eat in quiet environments because I'm very sensitive to sound. It says for you should like eat at a concert, basically.
So I have to have the
Sports game.
TV on.
Yeah,
I get the closest I'll get the TV
that's
on.
what it suggests. It suggests eating in chaotic, not chaotic, but noise. Right? It
This
doesn't-
sounds like this was made by the influenced by the 10% of the Illuminati trying to get me to
don't
be
talk
like the
about
most
it.
horrible version of myself. Yeah. What?
It's not even that bad. It's just it's just sort of a suggestion as to
Yeah.
it's I don't even think it's personality.
It's,
but
yeah.
You
It's not totally
also
off, I guess.
have
Yeah.
hermit, which I do as well.
Mhm.
For as far as your profile, and then you also have role model. So that's a pretty common one I've seen. And essentially, it's like your whole life is spent learning how to follow people's lead, so that when you get past 50, you can be a essential role model for others. So
Damn, that's pretty sick. I like that. Yeah, that seems to be the case in a lot of ways. And it helped my seventh house personality thing with like that one was brutal. The one you sent me like months ago, where it was like it was not your cookie cutter personality astrology thing, because it was like one could perceive it as negative as fuck, but I loved it in the sense because it's like, okay, these are blind spots. I can get better.
The most fucked up thing I ever did was when I did that first 6-person power dynamic thing, and I totally had to swap or scrap the first rendition that said that you were in complete and total control of the whole Panelverse. I was like, nope, not gonna let that out.
Wait a minute. Why didn't you bastard? Damn. See, you would do there was something up with that shit.
With power, watch him.
No, man, that makes sense, right, bro?
I mean, if I'm following correctly, what I thought I heard was him saying that a program told him that he was running the Panelverse. Sort of.
No, that I was running the Panelverse. That I was running the Panelverse. But then he didn't put that up public.
With 6 people based off their astrological shit. Who's gonna be, coming from which direction as far as power games go, and who's in total control? And it was like people will think Flow State's in control, but it's actually Gabe.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
man.
see.
I mean,
I see.
I think in a subconscious vision, I'm pulling it. I am influencing it.
Well, I think there was a time frame where you definitely, were, and that was the time when I ran it. Now I think that even I've just said I don't even give a shit anymore about all those.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Those things. It's
I think Brown's boy's running it, or he was.
Brown's boy's trying to, dude. He's trying his damnedest. I'll tell you that. If you go,
I'm about a 49% owner. I'm about a 49% owner right now.
Snafu Crew and the what's it called? Strike Team. Right now, the whole.
Those are delusions.
Trying to get a reaction.
Those are delusions.
Oh, you gotta hear that. Snafu's in the house. Damn.
I mean, he's not even in the
nobody. You want to know who really runs this shit? I could tell you who really runs it. It's fucking
Philip.
No, that was my cat jumping. There's so like okay, so I mean technically StreamYard's running this, but ultimately it's military technology that is ran by algorithms.
Holy shit.
That's the plain answer.
Yeah. No, okay, that's getting to the core. That's beyond our, and I mean this metaphorically, beyond our pay grades.
Not really. I mean, well, yeah, like to physically be a part of that system that runs it and not be more of a product of it. Yeah, that's outside of our pay grade.
I think a great experiment.
I see you back there
showing sort of ways people can detach from those controls, right? De-Googling or that should be your mission, Browns boy. You should help people get away from the evil.
I think is in his own way.
Okay, so yeah, how do you like the transferring of ideas is really important. I was thinking about this earlier, just like briefly. So like, yeah, you're right. Transferring the idea of what you just said is correct. Yeah, I have no disagreements.
Yeah, dude. Like in the back, I see you don't have to keep blinking the thing. Just be patient, man. Yeah, man. And here's the thing: like this is a broadcast about the 85%, which are the deaf, dumb, and blind. And part of the deaf, dumb, and blind are folks that just at the moment will attack. We're not going to do that. Just giving you a heads up. I think there's like we're doing old school baseball 1 strike rule. So if there's like name calling or stuff, I'm not doing that today.
Where were you?
Even though I love you.
Where were you in
Okay.
the cars?
No, you could cupcake all you want. You guys mentioned my name, so you're letting him fucking talk.
I mentioned
shit.
your Discord.
No, Bronze Boy mentioned your name.
Well,
relax, brother.
What do you got to say,
Bronze Boy mentioned it.
Because finally, Brown's Boy is seeing some pogo optics. I've been screaming this for a very long time. I got stuff I wanted to show you behind scenes to show you motherfuckers' lives are in danger because of what we're exposed.
Cool.
Real talk.
That's a great reason to start a channel.
No, you know what? Shut the fuck up, Landry. What's your fuck? You know what, bro? This is what I don't like about you. What was funny is you last night. I was validated. You're such a liar to the audience and such a liar to people. You validated everything I was saying last night about your wife wanting to leave you because you're so involved in the YouTube drama. You're so involved in the YouTube panelverse. You're obsessed with OTW. You're obsessed with Paul. You know, all the racist type stuff, optics you've been involved in.
Dude, you're just saying words, man. You're just saying words.
No, what's funny is you lied to the audience. And last night, Dick confronted you and said, so has Snafu been right about everything? And you know what?
No. You have not been right about everything.
On OTWs now.
Okay.
And you know what? He said you were validated. Why do you lie to the audience? Why do you lie to the people?
So this is what they call poisoning the well, Snafu.
No. See, this is what I don't like, Gabe. I got proof and receipts of his lies. In fact, we got validated last night.
I can tell you where you were right.
We can do.
We can do. Me, Dick, and OTW just literally had a conversation 20 minutes.
We could talk about all that stuff. We could talk about. Thank you, bro. We could talk about all that stuff on another. But I don't want to do it today.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just
my son is about to wake up in a minute. Yeah, address it.
Yeah, right. So address what you got to say to me now that I'm here, both of you, Brown's Boy and.
Hold on, Brown Boy. What did you say? You said because we said.
Did I say anything?
Landry put you in the strike team. I think I brought it up
because he's in the Discord right now. Brown's Boy just sort of trying to get a rise out of me. Just if you don't do this, I'm gonna call your mom.
I'll call your mom. Yeah, I saw that.
Blah, blah, blah. And so the only reason I I don't care. But the thing that I'm saying is that you just happen to be in the name. It was a explanation of where
you cannot not say my name, OTW's name. Paul's been gone forever, dude. You disappeared because again, the lie you didn't want to tell people about your wife and family putting the boot down. Saying why are you?
You're not engaging.
I can be honest about my portion.
Okay,
my portion.
Go ahead, Barnes Boy.
My portion of this is. It is true that I said that I would call Landry's mother if he was too afraid to review a video that I made that was hit too many targets, and I predict he would be too afraid. I'm going to call his mom and say, let her know what her does she know what her son's up to on the internet? And that's where I'm going to leave it.
He was making a statement, dude. He was basically saying this guy's such a scumbag.
The only thing I'm embarrassed of is this shit. This is the shit that I would be embarrassed for to see because every time Brown's Boy that you go to this place, you were the one embarrassing me. Like to be associated with you.
You embarrass yourself. You're a liar to the audience. You lie and manipulate to the viewers, and then you get caught.
But that's. Yeah,
I've been acting in good faith, Snafu. I don't.
You haven't been acting in good faith, bro.
We were all three of us. We were talking.
You came in here and sort of tried to disrupt.
And my name was mentioned out of fucking again. Landry's whining and crying.
If you would have said in Landry's Discord, someone said something.
And that's why I'm here, Gabe. Because it's crying and whining.
Well, now it's looping.
Now Brown's like he said that. Brown's Boy said, "Did you address why what you said about Snafu? What was it? Like you're saying, I'm not part of that or something like that.
Fine. He doesn't need to be part of that.
Honestly, I don't even remember saying that.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
I don't know exactly, but
and I are okay.
What did you hear?
Yeah,
who?
There's nothing
I'm out, man. It's just a loop.
No, don't leave, man. Don't leave.
I was gonna say, man, we were having a good conversation.
Why did he leave?
That's what
we were trying to.
I know why he left. You want me to tell you why he left? I can tell you.
Because he knows that I'm. Go ahead.
It's because he's not getting the reaction that he wants.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right. He wants you to backstage me. He wants you to shut me up, Gabe. He wants him to take the narrative.
No. Yeah, I know. I wanted to shut you up, but I was I was probably about to because
I didn't even plan on coming up here, dude, until he started whining and crying my name.
Right, you have a gripe for sure because, like you said, they brought up their name. But then again, it's like there's a graceful way of doing it sometimes, and I get it.
You don't think I'm being pretty graceful right now? I'm literally trying to talk to
now him. You are, now you are for sure. But I get it. And when you did come on, even though for a normal quote normal person, you were amped up before snaps. I can tell even then when you first came up, even you were still being somewhat reserved.
I was being reserved for how mad I am about this lot, dude. We literally were on OTWs 20 minutes ago. And Dick was up there.
I don't watch that much.
Well, I'm just telling you that.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that we had the conversation about Landry lying to the public, and then how I was validated because Dick straight up said, point blank, has Snafu Snaps been right this whole time? And Landry pretty much gritted his teeth, but he had to say yeah. And of course he downplayed it, but we all saw the optics, and we all know, and that's what I'm saying is. Landry, I wouldn't have been up here if you kept my name out of your mouth. Does he not get that?
So every time somebody says your name, you come up.
So
the zebra's graze, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different reasons why people.
No, go ahead. A lot of people what?
There's a lot of different reasons why people do things, man. I've seen people like make up some sort of a fake excuse just so they can like leave a panel, like because they're not doing what they want to have done because they have an agenda, and that's kind of what Snafu's saying. Is like,
how about he come back up here and we have this conversation?
I could do honestly. I could
listen to this. We were having a good conversation. I would love for him to come up because it was interesting. However, I'm not talking about that shit, bro. I already gave you. I already gave you 5 minutes of out of respect out of you.
But let me ask you, Gabe,
to talk about
what did he say when you guys were having your quote good conversation? You tell me, what did he say in context about me? And then you wonder why
I don't remember. I don't actually remember.
It was before.
Can you refresh my memory?
He started telling people the negative.
When you were here.
He started whining and crying, and then using the list of people in his mind, snafu, and that's what I'm saying. So your good conversation
exactly
was good
because maybe I missed
he started putting his bullshit narrative of I'm the bad guy here. When this guy got caught lying and is involved in a bunch of other crazy shit.
Well, my thing is like Snafu, if you would have brought it up again, like made it a habit, like said it like another time, then I would have definitely probably said something because I don't even want to go there right now.
I don't either, bro.
So the point is like, I was willing to let it go right now. And I was hoping to see maybe when you come up, that we can just talk about, because we were talking about parenting, right? Like right before Browns Boy came in and we're trying to get back on that. Like, my son's calling me right now.
I was listening, and then he started whining and crying, and my name got brought up.
Yo, Snafu, the dude is he's doing this thing where I can explain. I need to think about it more, but he's basically doing this thing where it's all about optics. You just have to understand like the way he wants to see things. I don't know how to explain it right now.
Well, I'm all ears. My whole thing is you know me.
I'll tell you.
I'm down
The number one thing he's doing is he wants to bait reactions so that he looks like he is not part of the drama. Like he doesn't want to be the focus, but he wants to be the instigator. Let's just leave it there for now.
Well,
that's really it.
I think parenting
that's a good
is a good topic, and it had nothing to do with him whining about me. And so, like, there's a lot I could tell you about that. Dude, I had to get custody of a child from a mother when I was going to jail. You know how hard that is for men to do in general, and I had to do it. And like, so there's a lot of men out there that have,
right,
you know, like that are stepping up, and you know, there's a lot of women out there who aren't. But haters. It is what
haters. The haters. You have haters, so I don't hate you. You're all good.
Here's where things.
That's what's interesting about like when you talk about like how your daughter and stuff in the sense that like you guys have a good bond. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, I see her all the time. Yeah, it's just like I'll tell people the truth because I don't get into my life and daughter that much. But when I went to prison for medical marijuana, I didn't even know if the kid was mine or not. You know, I learned in prison, but I stepped up once I realized I did, and I was facing time. So my family, you know, stepped up because that's what family does. And where I did my time, and instead of ripping my daughter away. You know, once I got out, I was like, you know, I am always her father. She knows that, and I see her all the time. Blah 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 blah. And we raised like she's beautiful. She's again now in her 13. She's getting old, man. And I just these people make lies up. There was never no visit. Like the lies I hear about these people that they make up about, you know, how I parent or don't parent or this that. It's just it's disgusting. But I usually
never heard them say this. Private, that's the thing. That's why I don't listen to the people. It's like all I know is for what you say and some other people I trust. Like that's about it. So it doesn't matter to me. That's why I don't really want to try to bring up the other shit too much. And I get it. It was responsible. Hold on. It's respect. You want to, you know, somebody mentioned your name and you want to address it. And I get it. And it is what it is. And to what Brown's Boy, I get it. And then what Brown's Boy was saying about like how. It may be now. I'm assuming like Landry came up and he wanted to leave. Maybe he wanted to leave or whatever, but he used that as an opportunity, which is his right. But I just wish sometimes that we can like just take a breath for a second. Everyone can be adults and we can just talk about some of these things.
And he left and ran because he could have talked to me. He could have talked to you. He could have talked to Brown's Boy. We could have talked about like the optics of things again. I see when Brown's Boy said, like, I get what he's doing. I see his narrative. He's coming around, whining and crying about certain people, but then wants to do the content on the other stuff. As long as he gets the narrative of whining and crying, and it's like, bro, he didn't even have to mention me. You guys were on your subject.
Yeah, because especially because of you two and even me, like we brought the heat to him before. So the more copacetic we can make it. Chill the better, but I get it.
The deal is he feels in control when he's eliciting reactions. And that's why,
And like, I'm giving him that. You're right. You're right. I'm giving him that. And so you're right.
Oh, it was a really good see, you see it too. Let's just take some
like here, like for example,
come down for a second. Yeah.
For example, when I came up, he said like because my audio was bad, and he makes it a point, you know, and that's cool. Like I get the whole audio perspective of it for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to purposely disrespect anything, but he goes and he says like, "Oh, this might be a purposeful attack on NPCs." So he's trying. The dude sows doubt. That's literally what he does, man. Okay,
I think that definitely would sow a little bit down, but I think he was also like tongue in cheek, giving it to you. About
it could have been just that.
Reflecting about what you give in.
Right in the moment for the audience, it would seem like that.
He's a fucking ship disturber, just like a lot of us are. But he's pretty good at it.
What were you guys talking about parenting about? That's interesting alone. Like, did you initiate that? Did he?
No, I did. I don't know if you heard my. I think Brown heard it. Like
I literally came home because I've been dealing with some issues. I saw you came on. That's why I said, said hi real quick.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch your show. Check out what the fuck you're doing. And then I saw.
The
first thing I saw was him talking about me. Like I literally turned the channel on.
No, because my whole thing. If you notice, that makes sense now. So it's the 85%, and I'm referring to
like I don't even know what you guys. Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you right now what happened. What it was. I was monologuing in the beginning of the broadcast about the 85% and how the Nation of Islam and the 5%ers, they classify the population in percents, and like they say the 85% are the people who are like basically NPCs, deaf, dumb, and blind, and then there's the 10% of people who are who know what's going on, and they use that information to exploit people. Maybe the so-called elites.
The 85% of just the population of everyone.
Of everyone, yeah, it's a generalization, yeah.
Okay,
and then the 10% are like the so-called elites and stuff who know what's going on and they exploit it. And then there's the 5% are the poor righteous teachers who try to awake people and teach them civilization and knowledge, wisdom, understanding. I guess that's what a lot of us strive to be. That 5%. So that's what we were talking about.
I'm sorry, what's the 5% again? You said it's the teaching.
They call it the poor righteous teachers. So basically, the people who are trying to wake people up to what the traps that are out there and how to live better and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like us. I think what some of us strive to be.
Okay. Now this makes sense. This is the first time I've ever hearing it though. Like I've never heard the 85%.
It's a good way, like a quick reference. Instead of saying like, oh, that person's a sheep or these people are sheep. It's like, okay, 85% of the people, they're like, they don't want to know what's going on. They don't want to hear it or they don't want to see it. So they distract themselves with different things like
that makes
TV,
sense.
Sports, and not only that, but also personal stupid drama too. And then there's the 10%, the so-called elites that know what's going on, know a lot what we know, yet they exploit it. And then there's the 5% who know what's really going on, but they don't exploit it. They want to help people free themselves. That's the 5%. This is why this group called the 5%ers was an offshoot of that Nation of Islam. And the 5%ers are people like Wu-Tang and Erykah Badu, Nas, the people that, these people that try to talk about, knowledge and how to incorporate it into your life type of stuff, So this is why, because I hear people on these YouTube streets, they talk about these people do this and these people do that. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like what, when we use a label 85%, that's what they're speaking on. But here's the caveat. Some people that are consider themselves as 5%, they backslide and they do 85% bullshit in their life. So it's like, even though you want to push people away and say like, that's them, I'm not that. But if some of us took a good look at ourselves, they can see what we're backsliding and not being of the 5% trying to teach people we're actually doing harm.
Okay. Okay.
So and then when it came to parenting, I brought it up with parenting is because I was trying to think about how this way of thinking could help us evolve as better friends and parents and family members, because I think like an 85% way of looking at things would see like 85%er would see children as property or an accessory rather than like, what they are. It's like pure awareness, consciousness, right? And then also too, and then when Landry came on, we were talking about discipline and how discipline is good. However, we don't want to humiliate our child, right? But we want to discipline them to kind of help them so they don't, they don't get hurt or do something that, that's not beneficial to their growth. And Jack says live without fear. I mean, that's cool and all, but what's the alternative? Well, teach them to be aware of things, teach them to be aware of like what's
and I guess this is where I see issues too, is there's a fine line between parents and friends.
Yes, that's a good one.
And it changes throughout the child's age as well, I guess you could say,
right.
Because like, obviously when they're teenagers or even young adults, that's different. But I do think that that's an issue that's a big issue. Is I think sometimes, and I see what, like I've dealt with, like I have an understanding, like, you talk to a more friend, you're going to get more information, so to speak, versus the parent. Right. But then you don't have that respect as the parent because, you're the friend. So I know I've had to balance the line, especially with, how I'm in my daughter's life. But but the fact is that's actually a good topic. And so like I wanted to rewind. I was listening. It's just I literally walked in, dude, saw Landry, and I was like, oh, Landry's on and Brown's boy, and you guys are getting along. Cool. That's interesting because I didn't know, but then I heard my name. So I was like,
Snaps.
So I showed up. But what do you think about the parenting friend thing? Do you see that as an issue?
Yeah, that's great. But let me tell what Markella said real quick. He said that your mic's kind of coming in loud.
Oh, I'll leave.
You can turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'll come. I was gonna get on my laptop anyway. Like I said, I walked in. I was setting up my shit. I was gonna come in. Let me come back. But
no, let me just lower it. You don't have to come back, bro, because I'm probably gonna bounce. Just stay for a second. Let me I'll lower it manually.
Okay, hold on.
Let me see. I can do that. Say something. Oh, he goes back. Do you have it on automatic? Well, you guys are gonna have to bear with it. No, so what do I think about being your friend? I think that, like you said, there is a time and a place like that, but especially when they're younger, the parent needs to be established. The parenting needs to be established with hints of friendship. Because you've seen these. I mean, you have a girl, a young lady now that you're parenting. So think about all the single moms, or even some dads, but like the moms that be their daughter's friend, and they ended up letting boys study in their room with the door closed because they're friends. The relationship between the mom and the daughter, they let them talk to all these men on social media, and look what happens is before you know it, they can have a baby. Or worse, get violated or something, right? Because the parenting hat wasn't put on enough. It was just friendship, right? And same thing with, I guess, with the boy too. You can be like, that's my homie, that's not my son. You can end up like teaching him bad things and introducing the things to where he's too young, watching like violent movies, and this he ends up being a thug or something, because you weren't being a parent enough. So I think parenting is more, they'll respect you. Because Snaps, I'll just say this for you. I want to hear your take too, because I think as a parent, you want to establish what you would do in certain situations, so much so by the time they're older, like a teenager, that you're gonna come in their head sometimes, pop up in their head when you're not around. When they have a difficult situation, they're like, what would my dad do? You know what I mean? And hopefully it's something that like a parent looking out for, which is someone's looking out for them. So I think parenting needs to be maybe 85 to 50% friends, friendship when they're older. I mean, when they're younger. Snafu snaps. Hello. Yeah, you're not on mute. Maybe on your end you're on mute. I don't know. Well, okay, so yeah. Non-dual parenting, huh? Yeah. Less control. I mean, trying to maybe guide but not control as much, because that's another thing. You want to guide them, but I don't want to get into the way of their evolution as a human too much. So you there, Snaps? What's up? Hold on. Yo, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I think you muted yourself. No, I won't mute. Okay, he'll come back. Yeah. If you'd like to donate, go ahead and hit the donation. Yeah. Also, too, more listening. This non-dual style of parenting. More listening, right? Definitely more listening. And which would probably lead you to less ego wars with them. And trying to make this shit practical. And before, like, for example, before asking, anyway, what's up, Snaps?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You know what? Yeah. I would agree with you, except for I almost think you got to be more of a parent when they get older, in a sense, like versus friend, which a lot of people switch up because, in a sense, like I get the establishment, but like the thing is the older they get, you become too much to that friend versus the parent. Like you said, you got to establish it. But I think being the parent of when they're older is just as important.
Oh yeah,
of being
sure.
You know, but I would agree with you. And I also oh, go ahead.
I'll say that it's a different form of parenting, huh? It's still parenting, because what is parenting? Guidance, right? Protection and some advice, consultation.
What is the definition of parenting? The actual definition.
Let's see. Parenting, raising them. That's my son's calling me right now, so I'm about to bounce in a second.
All right, man. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Wait, hold on. No, you're good. Wait, hold on. Let's do this though. I'm not gonna be rude. Just leave. The activity of bringing up a child as a parent. Okay. Bringing up. Okay. Raising of children. All the responsibilities and activities involved. That means we have to look up what are the responsibilities, huh?
And
what are the responsibilities? Yeah. What are the responsibilities of a parent? And activities.
And then you got to think about co-parenting as well, right?
Yes.
Whether you're together, divorced, separated, or, again, there are those that are single, of course, but co-parenting probably is just as big to focus on.
Oh no, it is. That's what I'm doing right now. Like it's my day off today, but my wife, she's working right now. She's tutoring right now, so that's why I gotta be with Ben downstairs in a second. It says parenting responsibilities. Here, I'll let you see it. Parenting responsibilities involved providing physical care, food, shelter, health, emotional support, love, and encouragement. Yeah, okay, and guidance, education, values, discipline to raise a child to be capable, independent adult. Yeah, those are all, dude. That's pretty solid.
Setting boundaries.
That's part of it.
Setting boundaries.
Yeah, that's very important in this day and age, huh?
That's what you were talking about. The kid in the room, not locking themselves with, a boy or a girl or whatever,
boy or girl. You're right.
Opportunity.
You're right, boy too.
Yeah.
Because it's snaps. Because if you want to look at metaphysical on it, it seems like the world is because the boundaries are breaking down. And maybe that's a good thing partly, but as we know, not everyone. So you need boundaries, especially like, for example, a bad manifestation might be like the New World Order. I mean, they'll try to sell it to you like, okay, we're breaking down boundaries. That way things are more fluid. There's not so much bureaucracy. However, rights get taken away too, right?
So you know what I'm saying? It's crazy you said that, because I'm working on a story right now, and I'll send it to you later today. It's funny because it goes with everything you're doing. In the United Kingdom right now, we're witnessing, and again, they said themselves prepared for families to be separated and blah, blah, as we go into what we're witnessing with the world stage. And they just put a law into effect that if the teachers at the school, and this is in the UK, if they feel that the child is, now the word was toxic, now that's something to look into too, what the word toxic means, right? But that they can take that child from the parents and the family and send that child to basically a re-education camp now, folks.
Well, dude,
and so that law is in effect, and now we're witnessing, and that's another thing, like, because they are taking the parenting away from parents, like the whole gender thing, like, where they're like, they're getting the child to want to make decisions, and of course parents are like, put this in their head or blah blah, and then it becomes a whole issue in the legal system, and they're given, again, they're fighting against parents. They're taking the children. They're literally and so
which is there are bad children under the disguise, or there are very children that are acting up, and parents that are horrible. But with that said, there are other parents that are, they're doing the best they can, and the kid is not perfect, but they're better off with them than with the state or in a re-education.
How would you feel that if your kid was at school And then instead of fucking getting like a back in the day, like, yo, I got suspended, or hey, the principal wants to see you, or some shit like that. All of a sudden they bring a paper saying that they're gonna be shipped off for like 2 weeks.
Well,
to some place that you don't, the state,
no. See, the first part of it, if I had a toxic parent, kid, a bad, quote unquote, bad kid, that way he acts. No, I would want. Listen, I would want that knowledge that he's acting like that, because we don't know in the end what they're really doing at school,
bro.
But not to send away though. But not to send away.
Okay, and that's where it comes. Okay, kids act up, kids get in fights, kids do dumb shit. We have kids have done the dumbest of dumb shit, even to where it's tragic, right? Okay, life is life. What I'm trying to say though is the fact of parenting our children, right? You said that right here. It says teaching social skills, setting boundaries, and being involved role model for learning health technology is. Well, think about that. Nowadays, if you live in certain areas in the world, and the UK, which is and the word toxic, that's something you're gonna say your kid.
I got that too on bet.
Say your kid had a bad day and throws a fit at school, or something happens, like all of a sudden they're like, your kid's toxic, and you're gonna have to fight.
That's wrong,
now.
Bro.
Dude, that's wrong. I'll send you the article.
But like, let me send it, because literally I do have some, I wouldn't necessarily call them toxic in the harshest form, but there are some kids that make my teaching job very difficult, and they're a big distraction to the other kids in class that want to learn. And be on program. And I can't, and to be honest, I would, if I had more stake in the school, I would literally say, please don't come, tell their parents it's not working out, I don't want these kids.
It also does depend, because I think you work with under middle school, right? You work with a little younger.
I work from elementary, 2nd grade, all the way to high school.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So it is very different, especially for teachers like you or people in that position, because dealing with the obviously the younger to high school, and then the high school up, the
high school's
children
chill.
Are different, obviously with everything. So and that's what I'm saying. You guys are put through pressure. So I mean, if you have a kid like a disruptive kid, or a kid who's just off the wall, and let's just be real, there's a lot of mental illness with adults. Let alone the children, right?
No, there is. Ben's here right now. Ben, there's some bad kids that act bad at your class.
Yeah.
How they act? What do? They listen to the teacher or what?
Some them will talk.
They'll talk a lot when the teacher's talking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Or some will. What the teacher said, they'll repeat it really, really loud.
Oh, kind of like mocking them? Yeah. That's rude. That's disruptive. Thanks, Ben. Yeah.
And then that's absolutely right. They get distracted, because
they're probably bored too. That's the thing too. Like, it's weird, because as a teacher, I see it from both ways. I am open-minded in a sense, and I want kids to be out there. And I know boys are more active. Like, it's hard for them to sit, especially, and even some girls too. However, this is the program we're in. It is a program. It is a hold on.
Well, and then also for you guys to know, I know this for a fact. Sometimes children or even adults, like if they do deal with that being disruptive, or just kind of like getting bored, as NPC said, a lot of them actually excel in the education program itself, because I know myself and then other, you would get done with your homework, or you'd be done with everything fast, and then you'd be like, oh, I'm done. Everyone else is still doing their shit, and then they're like, oh, you didn't do it, or you didn't do it, and then like, oh my god, you actually did, and it's right. So it's kind of like I don't know, I just know sometimes they excel too, and then you're right, I think boredom can be
it is, man. And I'll be honest, I'm not like so much of a fucking like narcissistic tendencies where I'm like, no, how could they be bored in my class? I can get it. So I'm like, shit, I get bored a lot of the sometimes. Are
you the on the shit teacher period? Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like this guy, dude, I'm like, snaps over there. I'm like, snap Matthew. I'd be like, Matthew, raise your hand if you want to speak. Stop having a side conversation, Matthew.
I could actually see you in your setting, man. That I could actually see you in the field, so to speak, doing your thing. So no, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like I've tried, forever how strict I am. I feel out, and they know it. I'm just as silly and stupid. I can be silly and stupid because I feel like I have to show them that too sometimes. Even though that's like the friend being a friend, kind of. A little bit.
You speak other languages or no?
No, a little bit of Chinese and Spanish, but just mostly English.
So do the kids?
We just speak English.
So do the kids out there? Because I remember it's mostly English, like you said, right?
It's all English. Well, no, in my school is English immersive. They get in trouble for speaking Chinese. When they're in class, it's like, it's all Chinese. That's how we're able to teach when you don't speak the language because it's all supposed to. And that's one of the biggest things I have to tell them: no Chinese, especially the younger kids. No Chinese, right? As I constantly say that, bro. And that's another thing, dude. Because I get it. Like these kids go to school from 7:30 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. Right, and then they come to my school. Then they go to my school, right? So it's like these kids are amped up already and they want to talk and socialize, but it's like, no, we only got 2 hours.
Dude, how do they break them up like quite a bit? Like how many teachers are in your, like how many of the same teachers do you have? Like of your, so to speak, grade, or like you got coworkers that teach the same?
No, I only get, there's only 4 teachers total at my, it's academy.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's actually it's probably one of the best English schools in the city.
How many students total you think you guys got in general?
In the school? It's probably like 300 something. But like I have anywhere from 70 to 100.
And is schooling a big thing out there? Like, I mean, because I never asked you.
It's huge.
It is.
It's Taiwan is on paper is the highest IQ in the world.
That's what I thought, and that's why I was interested when you told me about the Chinese thing and the the hours. I was curious about that. Yeah,
it's a Confucius system from China. Remember, Confucius was all about the state, right? His philosophy, religion, or whatever. And like the biggest thing in China was always the test, the civil test. I forgot what they call it in Chinese.
Right. I was just going to ask everyone. They got the American one here. I forgot what it's called, the big American test. And then I don't know what it is out there.
It basically puts you on a streamline to your career or whatever. So this is why they're very test oriented here and stuff. Except our school is different. We're English oriented. We don't care about tests. We give tests and we give grades, but that's not we just use this as a metric.
Is your school kind of looked at is your school looked at differently, like not private school, but like as a different, like
it's a private school
component, or it's a different component type school?
It's what they call cram school, which is like basically like a secondary like supplement school or it specializes in something.
Okay. Yeah. And is it usually kids from like behavioral, like they or no?
Well, there's kids like that, but it's usually kids that are just very confident in English. That's the main requirement, right?
Cool.
That you're very confident because you have to. It's not easy because it's all in English, and we teach English by teaching all the subjects: math, science, social studies, literature, art. But it's just I teach all those things. It's just like everything's in English, so they get in grammar. They get immersed in English by learning about all the liberal arts and stuff, like what the Greeks would call it.
Are you pretty free to do they give you guys a program, like obviously the test, the books, like this? Like,
well, yeah, I have. No, I mean the school has like this the curriculum, right?
Yeah,
and it's like a lot of it's like reading articles and then answering questions for reading comprehension, math problems, writing short stories and essay. And I have my curriculum. However, I can always add to it in my style.
Okay, so they're pretty cool with the teachers. They allow you guys to.
Like for example, like I was telling Landry, we're talking about flat Earth, and he was saying like a couple years ago he would go in to pick up his nephew or whatever from preschool, and he see the globe, and he was like how dare they talk about the flat Earth? I mean, talk about the globe and all this shit. And he's all, now I don't really care, and I'm the same way. I'm like, I believe the whole flat Earth thing is more of a litmus test. It's a way to think, exercise thinking outside the box. It doesn't matter if it's round or flat. So right. I was telling them, like for example, for science, I had a lesson about globe Earth for the third graders, and I read the lesson about the globe Earth and all that. But then I also told them the alternative. I said, there's a lot of people throughout history and even today that believe the Earth is actually flat. That's and I told them, like, you know, what they think, and I get them like, what do you guys think?
Right.
So
and that's cool.
How
did they react to that? Like, just because were they pretty receptive?
I think if anything, like, it wasn't even a big deal. Like either way, like they were like, okay,
cool. When are we getting out of class?
Exactly. Yeah. How much time to break? Yeah, because it's like people. Because like people like, we have to do it for the children,
Very cool.
But in fact, they just want to fucking, like, they want to be kids. But with that said, I always tell them, bro, and I get, like, this is why I get angry a little bit sometimes, is because like I'm doing, I don't care about grades, bro. I just want you to be able to get off this island if you want. I want you to learn in the best way. One of the best ways, your English skills. It'll get you so you can express yourself with your words and your paper and your written word. That way you can travel and, you know, make a lot of money, and which means that you can have, like, you know, you can have options in life. I said money is not the most important, but it helps you, you know, do things and whatnot. So yeah, I get frustrated. Like, I've been frustrated. I'm glad I'm talking to you about this because I was frustrated this week, bro.
Well, I'm glad you're sharing, man, and I'm sure some
of these kids I deal with.
Listening.
Yeah, because it's hard. It could be difficult, man. Like, especially some of these kids, but in the end, even those annoying kids, there's a reason for there's a reason they're acting the way they're acting.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I got to remember that too as well.
Have you worked with older kids as well, or do you?
Yeah. I started teaching college kids mostly, and professionals.
And did you do teaching in other countries or other states? In the States, or did you?
This in the States, I did tutoring, like science tutoring and stuff like that. But this is like my first time as a career, like full time.
That's cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah, and it's all, bro. This is why, like, when I get to the Panelverse, this is like nothing compared to, because I see the same dynamics, you know, with the children,
bro. It's a let's be real. It's an industrial complex, social media, social experiment.
Yeah.
But. No, it's really cool to hear more in depth about you and your job and Taiwan and the curriculum optics and the children. So thank you for sharing, man.
I appreciate you bringing it out of me, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I caught that video of the events happening out there, and so stay safe out there, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like seeing that dude with the assault rifle outside the
smoke
station.
Grenades and all that shit.
No, I mean, no, the police now. Like, I saw that on TV, but literally coming home, I didn't know what happened that night, and I saw the police with the assault rifles, which you never see. And I'm like, oh shit, something must have happened. And then my wife told me what happened.
And in your area, a lot of reports of actually fake police that are like cartel type. You know, like a lot of stuff going on in your area.
There's been some copycats too.
Yeah, copycats.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on. Hey, did you let me ask you this. What is the like average? Is it just like the United States? Like the college is like a 4-year or whatever? Or
it's for.
Is it different? The curriculum completely different out there than it would be in the States?
No, it's the same basically. It's 4-year universities. Yeah.
Okay.
And here, an interesting thing about, like, the primary school, in general, the public schools are better than some of the private schools.
Yeah.
Like
that makes sense.
Yeah, and maybe like some of the, like, the English, like my school, those are like actually kind of better in some ways, but in general, the public schools are really good. And a lot of people go like, public school, what's wrong with you? It's like, bro, when you're like, my son being in the public school is perfect for him because the school he goes to, they're really good at what they do. They give him healthy food too. And also too, like, he's immersed in Chinese. So if we do come back to the States when he's a little older, like, he's going to be killing it. You know, he already has midterms already in 2nd grade.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say, what do you think that, like, cause you've obviously been in the States, you do a lot of research and stuff. What would your comparison of the children as a whole, especially being a teacher? Like, I bet it would be completely different if they gave you a handful of American children that have lived in the mainland, and then you were to teach them right now versus the children you deal with every day now. And what do you think the difference is? Tell us, like what you know.
Yeah, I think that the American kids would be a lot more outgoing and more quote unquote express their imagination and creativity more than the Taiwanese kids. Because what's interesting with the Taiwanese kids is when we do the creative writing, like they have to write a short story, right? Like they don't even know what to do. They're like, oh, imagination, what's that?
Why do you think that is?
It's because they're used to give taking information from the teacher lecturing, then regurgitate the answer. Not too much critical
in America, the propaganda is like unlimited. And the imagination is part of the actual.
It's part of the propaganda, actually.
Yeah, the propaganda.
They want you to use your imagination, but and you're thinking you're being a rebel individuality when in fact your emo rebel aesthetic is basically a cookie cutter of like some programming from Yale. Some social engineers came up. So you're really not being that rebellious or whatnot. However, and another propaganda is people to say like, oh, these Taiwanese kids and Japanese kids, they're like robots. They're not robots. It's just that they're doing what was offered to them, the only way they know how to learn and communicate. But when you'll see that they're silly too. You just have to crack back the layer of it. And
it's a whole cultural thing in general, like I said, because the question was American kids versus the ones it's the whole so it's completely even if it's that's why I figured so much, and then that's what I said.
Yeah,
I figured.
But then there's kids that like I had this one girl, Patty. I don't know, she's probably like a 6th grader or 7th grader. She's smart as hell, and I told her the other day, I'm like, bro, I said like. Are you really never grew up in America? Because she sounds like an American. She the things she talks about is very American, but she's like, no, we're just Taiwanese. And her sister's the same way. I don't know if it's the media they consume. They read a lot of books. Maybe that's it. They're avid readers.
TV? Is it TV or what about the TV or your programming and TV?
Well, wait, hold on. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you about that real quick. But I'll stay with this girl, Patty. Example, she's like an American and she's interesting to talk to. I could talk to her like we're talking rather than the other kids. However, she has a fucking attitude. like a bad American attitude. Whereas the Taiwanese kids are like, yes, teacher, hello, teacher. Some of them, because
I do know a few Taiwanese people. Like I have friends who actually are up there. My buddy Rob was just up there. The one he's going to Sweden now next to go do a conference. But yeah, and that's why I know some people. That's why it always interests me. I was like, one day we got to do a NPC Taiwan walk around.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, we gotta talk to him.
Yeah, I told you to remember. I was like, come over to the channel and we'll just walk. Have you walk around and show us around.
I'm still down for that for sure.
All right,
I'm down. Dr. Head, I would love that. Dr. Head, you said you're talking about.
Go eat together.
Yeah, we're gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna wrap up, Ben. Someone's talking about Spicoli. Oh man, that's a guy I would love to have a conversation with. I know him from the Black Pill days. Smash TV. Spicoli. Have you met Spicoli before? You met him?
Mm-hmm.
Spicoli. He's JJ. All that
I
weird
heard
stuff.
It's funny they brought that up. Long time.
Yeah. No, he started off on Smash TV where me and Shadow and Shift met over there. Yeah, he's crazy, bro. If you ever see him in the digital experience, tell him to send him this way because I would love to have a conversation.
I haven't heard about him for like 2-3 years, but I do know
he's in with the Thorpes. He likes the Thorpes now or something like that.
No,
he's one of these people that like people don't know how to talk to him.
I think he's in Discord too because I've seen him around. That's what I'm saying. Like I could probably hit him up through.
I would love that because he's one of these people that like they always go. This conversation ends up like this, Spicoli, and like it's like because he says like the weird thing, but then again he has a lot of good old man knowledge too. Whatever like creepy is and degenerate, like he has some good. Interesting takes on stuff.
Maybe I'll put some ears out. Maybe I'll tell him to come hit your channel.
I appreciate that.
Because I've seen him around her today, and that's what he said. You said Thorpe, so like, oh, that's where I remember. You're right. Yeah, their Discord.
Yeah.
That's funny watching Ben talk to Jack last night or the night before. That was funny.
It's been doing that for the last couple of weeks, type of stuff.
Yeah, they've been sticking teeth in. But hey, man, this has been a great convo, and I do want to see like you're down to come over to the channel and walk around, show us some of the area out there. That'd be fucking
absolutely.
Cool,
yeah, definitely. I'll take you on my scooter and everything.
Hell yeah,
to the market.
So yeah, we'll do that here soon. And yeah, I didn't like. I'm gonna say I didn't come up here to bust your like because I wasn't even like I would have talked to Landry. I would have Brown's boy will come back. Me and him are cool. I don't know he is having internet problems or not, but no, like, I appreciate that. I literally am here for the combo too, and I would have talked to him, but no, I'm glad we got to talk about what we actually did here because the education system is intriguing, and you do have quite a have an insight, of another because it is like the Chinese education system, Taiwan's education versus America. Would you say you guys are closer to the Chinese education system? Or
yes. But which with their education system, it does have. I mean, they have their own education system, but would they focus on the test, like we said, the Confucianism? However, they do have elements of Westernized because that's the business language, right? Western way of doing things. So, but hold on, but Taiwan's has the China way of doing things, but except it's very more Westernized here than China.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. But do you guys get people moving out there though that were in the deep part of it, and then they come and it's more lax, so to speak?
What do you mean?
Say that again? For instance, they were more in the harder Chinese curriculum, more of the areas that were more, I don't want to say necessarily dictator, but not as Westernized, and then they move out towards your area?
No, I haven't had that because as it is from China, you mean from China to Taiwan?
Anywhere out in your area, because in your area, you guys are Westernized. Like I get that.
Yeah, it was Westernized.
You're still foreign.
No, because even in the what used to be called the suburbs or the farm, the farm stuff, it's still fucking Westernized.
Okay.
If anything, the schools aren't as good. But yeah, it's still there, bro. Everyone's plugged into the DX now, man.
Okay, that's what
so we're like China, but not as dorky. I'll put it that way. Yeah, kind of cooler. Yeah.
I guess Frank Monday's out there in China.
He's in Beijing. We started talking about that, like what was it? The first time we started talking, he said he made something like a little thing about Taiwan, and I said something about China, and he's like, "Well, we can't talk about that because." I can talk about all I want, but where he is, he shouldn't. Yeah, she can't talk about that shit. As it is, I don't think he should be on YouTube, really.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you get people who were, because again, those areas, I don't want to say touristy because people move out there to live, kind of like what you're doing, but I mean, is it more locals or more travelers in the area nowadays? So to speak.
Would you say is there more local? What'd you say?
Is there more locals in your area of Taiwan, or is it more traveler types? It's like Tijuana, right? Mexico or other certain areas. They're more Westernized. They're more Americanized, so to speak. Not
it's all the foundation is China. We can say more or less. But however, its overlay is very Western influence. I live in the oldest city in Taiwan, which is it's over 1 million people here still. So it's a big city still.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's very West. So
when you are down to do your little travel NPC on his scooter bike shit, well, we could talk privately, but you should find some cool sites, man, that are down. And even if I have to help you, or we'll get the people to help you. Because I would love to see some cool shit out there, man. You show us.
I can even film a vlog, and then we can watch it on your thing because it might be kind of difficult on the StreamYard for me showing you all this stuff.
Yeah. Either way,
and then we can review it. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, but very cool.
Yeah. And then, by the way, Ben Markella says, glad you're feeling better. I had to take this little guy to the emergency the other day.
Yeah, is he feeling better?
He's doing better. He got first place in judo yesterday, his first tournament.
Oh, no. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. He's gonna kill it, bro. When he's older, dude. Chinese, already doing judo. He'll be a deadly little shit out there, dude. Doing it up, man.
I'm telling you, bro. We're building our John Connor here.
Yeah, John Wick. What?
Yeah, John Connor. You got your Sarah Connor over there.
Yeah, she's dude. I'm so proud of her. She's awesome, man. And that's what I'm saying is I laugh at these people because they don't know my personal life. They don't know nothing. And like I said, only certain people like you and others know, and that's what I said. I've known you well enough where I trust him enough. But no,
but that's good, why I appreciate you doing because honestly, I love that. This is what I wanted. This is why, I get we have the wheels have been we're motoring like in their inertia where. Even though we're like stopped here on my show, I'm not trying to talk about the drama stuff. I understand that when you come up and other people, Landry, and you guys have shit that you're trying to work through or whatever. So that's why I allowed it for a little bit. But I love this shit, Snaps, because
I get it, brother. I get it.
Because, bro, like I feel like so much better than when I started this broadcast because that's the energy and the vibe. Me and you have that.
I already know.
Yeah,
and that's what I said. I'm super stoked for the future, man. I'm glad your little man's feeling better, dude. That sucks, man. Hey, how? Let me ask you this: how is the ratio of men to women in out there? Is there more women? Because the China area, is it good?
I think China is skewed. China skewed more women, but over here, I think it's like America. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like it could be I'll tell you this. I was talking to Neurojack about this, who I like a lot. Neurojack, because he has a young son, I think, and we were talking about how even though there's probably more women on the planet, however, and even if there were more males, if we're good parents and we're doing those things like making them capable, healthy, giving them guidance, giving them a good foundation, they're gonna stand out among all these other soy boys when they get older, especially, sure. and their only challenge will be not finding a woman, but finding the right woman. So we got to help them with that discernment too, type of shit.
Well, that's the whole social skills and the learning and role models and the works, bro. And that's from childhood to adulthood.
Absolutely.
Like once you're a parent, you know what time it is. So if you're real. So.
I'm gonna hop off, dude. I gotta go get bed.
I'm gonna go, man. But hey, tell the little man congratulations, and I'm glad he's doing good. But other than that, man, thanks for sharing. Thanks for telling us, and whatever.
Thanks for bringing it out, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. And and I don't know. I think Browns Boy's internet's been messing up, but get at me, Browns Boy. I want to ask a question, but other than that, have a good night, Gabe.
All right, brother. Optics are high.
All right, the optics are high.
Shout out to the Zebras for sure. The great Snaps. And everyone, that was lovely. Very lovely. Leah, still here. Dr. Haid, good to see you. It's been a minute, man. Good to see you, my friend. He has the knowledge right there, definitely. Sparks, what's up, Sparks? Logical Sparks. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, I mean, back to the 85% to wrap it up. Because this is like, we talk about transhumanism and all that, how that's bad, right? That's not good, bro. Fusing man and machine too much. We're already doing it with the cell phones. But we're pro-human over here, man. And I think there's a lot of healing going on with humanity and the earth, man. The earth is going to be all right. Now, if we're going to be here with it, that's the thing, We want to tread lightly because the planet's not separate. There's all this environmental destruction, basically that it's equal in an unconscious self-harm. When we're destroying the planet and our society, our neighborhoods, we're unconsciously self-harming ourselves. We're forgetting about how everything's interconnected. You see it when you walk in nature. You see it when you're quiet, right? And when you're not quiet, you're probably doing some external thing than exploiting this wonderful gift we have here. When in fact, we should be honoring it and engaging with it. Because the earth isn't a resource; it's an expansion of our awareness. Because when we harm the earth, we harm others, we're harming ourselves. It's a loop, right? It's a loop. We have a lot of power. And Snaps was talking about what happened in Taiwan, that massacre at the 4 people deleted by a crazy person with a knife in public. In Australia, Bandy Beach at the Hanukkah celebration. That shit's no go, right? Because when consciousness expands, violence becomes illogical. And I'm going to end this with reminding myself, Ben, and everyone else that's on board that you got to have these daily practices to leave the 85% of consciousness behind, the 85% being distracted, deaf, dumb, and blind. I'm going to remember to pause before I react, definitely, and which will cause me probably to observe my thoughts instead of believing them so much, like these clouds going by. I'm observing them. I'm going to definitely practice reducing identity overload, focusing too much on labels and terms and tribes, which are cool, makes us unique, however, but over identifying with that can cause like a lot of brain rot and overload and anxiety. And I'm going to consume less rage content. We had an example of that. We could have gotten all raged out, but we held it down. And then definitely practice silence daily, right? Silence has power, bro, especially in the morning. Right now, after I get off, get off here. Just remind yourself, Ben, that awakening is subtraction, not addition. All right. So I want you guys to think about, for the next time we're on. In the meantime, when was the last time you reacted instead of responded to something? And also, do you think consciousness can evolve without suffering? Shadow Buddha, what do you think about that, man? And this is how the 85% could be used as a valuable tool. Is the 85% a group, or is it a mirror? Right? So, yeah, man, and woman, just remember, we think that non-duality is the greatest expression, strongest expression of God. It isn't about escaping the world. It's about seeing the world clearly. And then this is when you start doing this, the separation starts to dissolve and compassion becomes natural. And then our awareness, our consciousness will spread. The control systems will fail, there's illusions. And the real resolution isn't in political parties and whatnot. It's in perception. Perception, right? Perception. Because God didn't create you to obey blindly. God created us to remember, right? Remember. So shout out to everyone. I'm going to get going. Ben and I are going to get some lunch, probably play some volleyball. We'll talk to you later. Thank you to Brown's Boy, Landry, Snafu Snaps, everyone in the chat, Markella, the number 1 mods, Wiccan and Shadow Buddha, Brown's Boy, Dr. Head, good to see you. Shout out to Spicoli, Lindsay in the chat on number 1 mod. Everyone, we'll see you soon. Clue, DJ Clue. Yeah, Clue Studios. Rachel Zinger, much love. As always, Becca, keep on rising to the top. Yeah, everyone. TVT, my brother, the Vengeful Truther. Thank you for the membership, Landry and TVT. What's the matter, you? I see you. Yeah. Gregor, one love. Appreciate you. Lindsay, thanks for holding it down. And Wheels and Calyx. We'll see you next time here on Gabriel Carbo Gains. You can ask Mama. Ben's a legend. Say good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Death is my hobby, mommy. Street said that God bless the gun with the most body. daughters, God bless sons with the most body. I seen dust heads scare everybody. I seen the devil die twice. I know where God is, where all of the graves be. Ancestors rest with me, my life all unattested. Who is the bestest? Ask mommy, nigga. You can ask mommy, nigga. Yeah. She made a legend, yeah. Free up, G's up, wave off a new ship. Send me a new ship, a new clip. Find me a new horse, 6+4, nigga. Diamond and Nordstrom, beauty you, damn I adore you. Like let me spoil you, I'm so royal. Spill all my oil, olive juice, olive oil. Shining through the maze, looking for you. Here comes Johnny 2, shot him in the lobby, mommy project shit. Death is the hobby. God bless the gun with the most bodies. God bless son with the most bodies. I seen the dust head scare everybody. I seen the devil die twice. Damn, I know where God is. Ancestors rest in my life, testing my life. Test who's the best. Mama made a legend, oh.